こんばんは。隣よろしいですか?
A couple argue about their son's behavior, which they believe has gone too far. The father insists on punishing him and wants to kick him out, but the mother refuses because the boy is only 14 years old. Soon after, the boy commits a shocking act against his parents. He then goes to the police, pretending to be a victim, which raises questions about his true identity and motives. From that moment, his twisted path had only just begun. This is Lesson of Evil. The focus then shifts to an elite high school in Tokyo. Hasumi, a young English teacher, is introduced as someone admired by students for his lively teaching style. During a teachers' meeting, concerns are raised about how student grades look nearly identical across classes. Hasumi suspects cheating through mobile phones, but searching under desks is considered unethical. He proposes cutting off network signals during exams by using the school radio system. The teachers begin to consider this idea. Meanwhile, three students, Kaisuke, Reika, and Nagoshi, talk about Hasumi. They see him as highly skilled, yet Kaisuke secretly runs a cheating-for-hire business that has started to draw attention. Reika warns him to be careful and reminds him of the risks of being caught. In the teacher's office, Rina's father files a complaint that his daughter has been bullied. Without strong evidence, the school delays action, which frustrates him. Behind the school's calm image, some teachers, including Shibara the PE instructor, engage in misconduct towards students. A few students witness these acts but do not feel ready to report them. Outside of school, Hasumi's personal life is revealed. He lives in a modest home in the hills and drives to school in an old car. Despite this simple lifestyle, he is a Harvard graduate and once worked at a bank in America. That same day, Hasumi receives a report that Mia was harassed by Shibara. Mia admits what happened but feels powerless because Shibara threatens to release a video of her caught stalking someone at a convenience store. Hasumi advises her to apologize directly to the store owner, which would remove Shibara's leverage. He warns Shibara to stop, encourages Mia to defend herself, and promises to report further misconduct if it happens again. Hasumi's support makes Mia feel safer. When midterm exams arrive, Hasumi serves as the proctor. He confiscates all student phones to ensure fairness. Kaisuke hides a spare phone to send answers, but the signal is blocked, preventing him from helping Tadanuma, a dominant student with a violent reputation. After the exam, Tadanuma retaliates against Kaisuke. Kaisuke suspects that the signal was blocked by his homeroom teacher Suri, who also advises the school radio club. Suri, known for his odd habits and withdrawn nature, overhears Kaisuke and his friends talking. He confronts them directly and warns them not to cheat again. That night, Suri updated his blog about cases of mass killings. At his home, investigators found crowbars and bladed weapons stained with blood, raising suspicion about his activities. 3 days later, Rina's father returned to the school to check whether his daughter was still being bullied. This time, he brought evidence in the form of social media posts showing that Tadanuma had bullied Rina. Hasumi dismissed the evidence as weak, arguing that online comments were nothing more than teenage mischief. This response enraged Rina's father. Soon after, Mia asked Hasumi to meet her on the rooftop after class. There, she confessed her feelings and kissed him. Hasumi did not resist, showing that he felt the same way. Their moment was interrupted when Tadanuma suddenly appeared from behind the building, leaving it unclear whether he had witnessed what happened. The next morning, Hasumi went jogging near the school and passed Rina's house. He noticed several water bottles placed outside, meant to keep cats away. Later that afternoon, Rina's father burned trash in front of the house. A discarded cigarette but landed on one of the bottles filled with kerosene, causing a fire that spread quickly. Police investigated the fire and suspected arson, as kerosene appeared to be mixed with gasoline. Because of the conflict between Rina's father and the teachers, the school initially came under suspicion. Hasumi, however, remained calm and avoided blame. During this time, Suri secretly informed the police about Hasumi's past. He revealed that Hasumi had once taught at Kitahara High School, where a mass killing had taken place. This revelation increased police suspicion. It also came to light that Hasumi had planted wiretaps throughout the school once students and teachers had gone home. Meanwhile, another scandal broke out. A relationship between teacher Kumi and a male student, Masahiko, was exposed after Kumi was caught bringing the student to his house. Hasumi found out about the affair and used it as leverage, threatening to reveal everything. In panic, Kumi agreed to Hasumi's demands, even allowing him to borrow his luxury home for a date with Mia. That night, Mia accompanied Hasumi to Kumi's house. While he prepared to shower, she accidentally saw a stab wound on his waist. Startled, she asked him about it. Hasumi brushed it off, claiming it was an old childhood injury, then quickly changed the subject without further explanation. The following day, Kaisuke, Reika, and Nagoshi discussed an article about the Kitahara High School mass murder. Kaisuke had obtained the article after learning that Suri had tipped off the police. Since Hasumi had been a teacher at that school when the incident occurred, Kaisuke began to suspect his involvement. Reika warned him to stop digging, fearing that pursuing the matter could put him in danger. Elsewhere, Tadanuma lost control in class after hearing rumors that he had killed Rina's father. The classroom descended into chaos until Hasumi stepped in, pulled Tadanuma away, and brought him to the staff room. There, Hasumi stayed calm, comforted him, and even offered to have a drink together. Tadanuma felt cared for and soon placed his full trust in Hasumi. Not long after, Tadanuma was found dead under mysterious circumstances. The truth then began to surface. Hasumi was not the model teacher everyone admired, but the same psychopathic boy introduced at the beginning of the story, the one who had murdered his own parents. All this time, he had hidden his true nature behind the image of a friendly, respected teacher. 5 days after Tadanuma's disappearance, Kaisuke grew suspicious and sought answers from Suri, the teacher known for his skills in technology and tracking. Suri revealed that Hasumi had killed Tadanuma and admitted that he had long been studying Hasumi's disturbing behavior. Hasumi's background was also revealed. His parents, both doctors who ran a small clinic in Japan, had been killed during a home robbery. Afterward, Hasumi moved to America before returning to Japan to teach at Kitahara High School in Tokyo. From the time he arrived, the school was shaken by a series of unexplained student deaths. No one suspected Hasumi, as he always appeared friendly and authoritative, yet beneath that facade he concealed a carefully hidden darkness. Unbeknownst to the school, Hasumi had planted wiretaps in every classroom, monitoring conversations after hours, including those of Suri and Kaisuke. One night, aware that Suri and Kaisuke were growing suspicious, Hasumi decided to act. He followed Suri home on the train. When the carriage was empty, Hasumi approached quietly.
こんばんは。隣よろしいですか?
Soon after, Suri was found dead, staged to look like suicide. The school mourned Suri's death, but Kaisuke sensed something was wrong, especially since the two of them had been investigating Hasumi the day before. Following his instincts, Kaisuke returned to the classroom where they had discussed their suspicions. While searching, he noticed something unusual in the power outlet and suspected a hidden wiretap. Before he could confirm it, Hasumi appeared. From his expression, Kaisuke realized the truth: Hasumi had killed Suri. With his secret exposed, Hasumi could not allow Kaisuke to live. That night, he captured him inside the school, tortured him with a hot soldering tool, and accused him of being the mastermind behind the exam cheating. Determined to keep his past hidden, Hasumi slowly killed him on the spot, and Kaisuke disappeared without a trace. Even Reika, who searched for him, was left with nothing. In flashes of memory, Hasumi recalled his time in America. He had once grown tired of ordinary life until he met a serial killer named Clay, who awakened his oppressed psychopathic side. When Hasumi realized that Clay murdered only for pleasure, he turned against him and killed him.
It's over, Clay.
That act forced Hasumi to flee, making him an international fugitive. The FBI drove him out of America, but the experience left a scar. The trauma of his past followed him, even after he tried to conceal his identity in Japan. Back in the present, Hasumi took Mia on a date at Kumi's house. Yet his odd behavior, such as rarely replying to her messages, made her suspicious. While with him, she secretly discovered Tadanuma's phone inside his bag. When she confronted him, Hasumi claimed he had kept the phone safe after Tadanuma got drunk. Mia quickly realized that the day he mentioned was the same day Tadanuma had died. Her doubts grew when she asked about the social media posts blaming Tadanuma for Rina's house fire. Hasumi avoided the question and pretended to know nothing. The pieces began to fit together. Mia concluded that Hasumi had killed Tadanuma. Realizing she suspected the truth, Hasumi began preparing his next move. He even wrote a will in Mia's name as part of his plan to get rid of her. The following night, the school held its year-end festival. Students gathered to prepare for the event under the supervision of Shibara. Meanwhile, Mia's friends still worried her old scandal might come to light again. When one of them saw her running toward the rooftop, she grew concerned and followed her. At the same time, Hasumi lured Mia to the rooftop with a sinister plan already in place. He killed her in a calculated way, then prepared a forged will, removed her clothes, and pushed her off the building to make it look like suicide. His goal was to frame Shibara. Moments later, the student who had followed Mia arrived and found Hasumi alone on the rooftop. She searched for Mia but only found a note and a pair of shoes. Fearing exposure, Hasumi eliminated her as well and erased the evidence so that no one would uncover the truth. After removing both students, Hasumi turned his attention to Kumi. He lured him to the school under the pretense that Masahiko was in trouble. Because of his feelings for Masahiko, Kumi rushed over in a panic, only to be trapped and rendered powerless. Hasumi planned to make him the scapegoat for the incidents at the school. To cover his tracks, Hasumi then cut off all communication networks. Reika and her friend quickly noticed that the disruption was the same as during the previous exam, which led them to suspect that Hasumi was the mastermind behind everything. Meanwhile, the students continued preparing for the school festival, unaware of the danger approaching. Suddenly, Hasumi appeared with a shotgun and opened fire, throwing the entire school into chaos. Reika and the others could only watch in shock as panic spread everywhere. Hearing the commotion, Shibara rushed to investigate. Instead, he came face to face with Hasumi, armed and merciless. Hasumi threw Mia's clothes at him, then killed him in brutal fashion. Soon after, an announcement echoed through the loudspeakers, warning students about an armed intruder on the first floor and instructing everyone to run to the rooftop. What no one realized was that the voice belonged to Hasumi himself, who was using the school CCTV to control the situation. The announcement triggered mass panic. Some students believed it and ran upstairs, only to find the rooftop door locked. Others tried to barricade themselves in classrooms or hide wherever they could. A few attempted to call for help from public phones, but there was no signal. As the fear escalated, Hasumi began to lose control. He hallucinated, imagining the weapon in his hand speaking to him and urging him on.
Hey partner, Max the knife.
Consumed by delusion, he stormed the rooftop and attacked the students gathered there. The once festive school event turned into a massacre. Amid the chaos, Kakeru managed to escape and ran to get help from the police. But realizing that Satomi was still trapped inside, he returned. He saw her attempting to escape with a rope, but Hasumi spotted them. Within moments, both were dead. And Hasumi set parts of the building on fire to cover his tracks. The slaughter continued until only Masako survived as the last witness. Masahiko, who had been involved in the forbidden relationship, finally understood Hasumi's true nature, but his realization came too late. Before killing him, Hasumi told him that Kumi would soon be imprisoned, leaving Masahiko to die in despair over his partner's fate. Meanwhile, Reika and Nagoshi attempted to escape using the emergency descent equipment they had once practiced during drills. They tried to outsmart Hasumi by using the body of a dead classmate as a decoy while hiding above. Hasumi, however, quickly saw through the trick and shot the decoy, forcing them to reveal themselves. He killed them without hesitation. Believing that no survivors remained, Hasumi called the authorities, pretending to be injured in order to hide his identity. But Reika and Nagoshi were still alive. When the police arrived, they handed over a recording that exposed Hasumi's involvement in every incident. Their evidence ensured that justice would be served. For the first time, Hasumi was captured. Reika stared at him in fear while Hasumi gave a cold, unsettling smile, showing the true psychopathic nature he had hidden all along. In the final scene, Mia's body was shown behind the building. Her eyes were still open, revealing that she was alive. So the moral of the story is if your teacher is way too nice, maybe double-check he's not secretly a psychopath with a soldering tool.